1939, and this is a place called Cley Windmill. This is on the North Norfolk coast, and I think it's been painted more times than any other mill in the county. It's a classic site. It's lovely. I've taken parties up there myself and painted it many times. But it is a lovely site. The mill there, and then the village of Cley there, and then out to the sea at that side. And this is like a reed bed in the foreground here. So I think before we've got all the action together now. So I think the best thing to do is the sketches up for you to start with. You know, look at that. The colours we've got today are the regular ones that we use. Is the raw sienna ochre, ultramarine plus burnt umber, less of the second colour for this type of mix, and a weak mix of alizarin crimson. That'll start us off. Then we can do little bits of other colours as we go along. But that's our colours, folks. And I'll remove that now. Then we can get painting, shall we? Right. Let's start it off. So the light today, folks, is coming from, I think, the right, just here. That's it. That'll be fine. Yeah. So first of all, let's put a touch of clean water on there randomly. I've masked out this top of the peppermint mill and the sails so that they remain white. So that'll help me tremendously. Let's have a look what we've got here. The alizarin crimson is a nice colour to pop in there. Let's see what that gives us. Then we can pop in some alizarin, some ultramarine, and get my colours mixed up now, folks. See what kind of day we've got. It's a lovely classic place though. If you ever come this way, do go and have a look on the coast there. It's about 8 or 9 miles from Cromer, where I live, and it's just on the coast. There's also some nice little villages en route to that. So it's an ideal spot to come for a holiday. In fact, it's lovely. We get lots of tourists around here. And they all seem to enjoy it. Mind the mill. Come down here with it, around there. And then in the bottom of the sky, I want to put some of that weak mix of alizarin crimson. This colour here. Give you a little bit of depth there. Around there, whip that up into the sky. This side down to the horizon there. By the little house in the distance there. And the light is coming from the right. So there's some of this fluffiness and this pinkiness probably on the left hand side of these clouds. Give it a pinky glow, shall we? And then now to pop some of that grey colour in the top there. That's the ultramarine and burnt umber mixed together. Too nice a day to just leave it like that. We've got to spoil it a bit. This cloud formation further down here. whip it across the mill there, that'll give a nice effect, won't it? Put some clouds down there. So the more time you spend on the sky, it's just 3/4 of your painting, isn't it, when you think about it? So it's not a bad idea to get it right, if you can. So I think that's about right. I think the light is from there. We'll probably put a few darks on these edges here, away from the sun. It's quite a complicated painting. It's not your 40-minute one. It's going to be longer than that. But you can do it. I have full confidence in you. After 39 lessons, I think you're full of it. You know exactly what you're going to do. Just highlight a few darker colours down here. There, that should give a nice dark behind the mill, you see there, where there's a white top on that. We should be alright. Nice cloud formation. And you've got a good start there. And then don't fiddle, leave it. Right, I think the next thing we'll tackle is this bit of a distant hedgerow here, the distant landscape. And there's a small house there which we'll put in as well later, and then carry on with this greenery around here, some at the back there, and then we'll tackle the buildings after that. So first of all, we've got to put some depth into this distant landscape there. Let's put a touch of that in. I'm using the sky colour here and a touch of this pinky stuff together, mixed together. That should give me some appearance of depth, because you won't be greeny around there, so it'll be, first of all, this is just depth we're after, just an indication of depth. So going across the reed bed there, out towards the sea. Just keep it going across there. Because in front of that cottage, no, it's not a cottage, it's a house actually. And then as we start coming towards this house, it's on a slope like that, so it's got to come towards us. So this is going to get a little bit greener as it comes towards us. So we'll pop a touch of green into that, and let's see if we can get a bit more interesting colour. Not too in your face green, but just a suggestion of green. As we start here like this, just start looking greeny, that. That's a sort of a hint of green, that's all, nothing much more. And then we can just start improving this greenery ourselves by bringing the next lot of greenery will be in front of that, so it'll be more green. So we've got to make that more green. So I'm going to introduce some cadmium yellow into that, just to try and warm up the colour a bit, but not too strong yet. That's That's a nice green. And as I say, on my palette I haven't got a green, so I have to mix them all. And the beauty of that is I can decide what green I'm going to have. There's two cottages there, so I've got to be careful around the top of that. And then it goes across there, and then it comes, blossoms out and goes behind the mill there. So I want a bit more greenery there around the mill. There's a careful with the buildings there, and just miss the top of that cottage there. A lot of pan tile in this part of the world. It's the pan tiles, most of the roof are pan tile. Of course, if we go across here, it's going to get warmer as it comes further, because this is closer to it than that. Right. Now, as we start to come to that level there, we now want to put some darks in the bottom of that, because of the light's coming from top right there. So we're going to start getting an interest in some darks in the bottom of it, just where the colours of the roots and the dark areas, and where the sun's not getting to. Yeah. There's a bush in front of here, so that's got to be done as well, but we'll leave that for a while. Just want to try and get this dark in here on the left hand side, because that sun's coming from the right, isn't it? That'll just give us a touch of shape on this greenery. And then I can settle on another one just here like that. So pan tile, a good pan tile colour is the burnt sienna. That is a lovely colour, the burnt sienna. And of course, the distant one wants to be sort of more subdued than the foreground ones, because it's further back. It's as simple as that. That's this one. It's a lot of close work on this one. Chimney pot up there. So we don't want no detail on this one. It's too far away. So it's just painted in because it's there. That's all we need. Nothing more than that. I don't think you see windows at that range. I'll put you a couple in just to keep you happy. Right, now these two here, these are a bit stronger. So this is still the burnt sienna. There's one at the back here. So the chimney pot, of course, is brickwork. Put that in. And there's a pan tile roof here. Up against the mill. And this colour is a lovely complementary colour of the greens, which real harmony. Little touch of pan tile down that side there. Right. Keep moving on. So I've got there's a little one here attached to the mill, it is this one. Then there's another one lower down here that is attached to the mill as well. So it's quite fiddly, but but you'll have a nice painting at the end of it. There's one across here. That's a pantar roof over the slope on it this way. So that wants to go in there. Right, there's one at the back here. This is also pantar. Well, they're all pantar actually. So let's just put that in. That comes down to there, and of course there's a bush in front of it here, in someone's garden, I suppose. The chimney, of course, is brickwork. I'll pop that in. And then the penthouse on this side of the roof. That'll do. Right, there's one in front of here as well. Nice and careful. It's not one of those paintings where you can go with a big brush and knock it together quickly. It's not that type of painting. And there's a little flick of the edge of the pantar on that one. And then a pantar roof here. One at the back there. I say it's quite a village. The pub just over there called the Georgian Dragon. A nice pub, I've been there. Quite interesting though, the beer garden there is across the road. There's a road goes through the village, and it's quite a busy road. And yet the beer garden is on the other side of the road. Quite strange. It's always popular. Right, so we'll see what's happening here. That just indicates where they're from. A bit more of that. And even on some of these here. Don't do them all, just suggest them. It takes the B&Q look off it as well. We don't want them all look brand new, do we? They've been here donkeys years. On the underside of these, they're like a half moon thing, where the end of the pantar is. There. They're like semicircle things that come onto there, and you can see the exposed bits at the bottom. So you're doing a good job here, I'll tell you. Once you get these in. And this Cley Mill, by the way, it's spelled C-L-E-Y. And a lot of the tourists, and I think some of the locals, call it Cley. I don't know why, but they do. And I once spoke to the postmistress, and she lived there for years and years. And she says it was confirmed it was Cley. Because there's two schools of thought on this. And people just call it what they like, I suppose. It doesn't matter really. But there was someone I saw had a grandfather clock, and it was made in clay, and that was C-L-A-Y. So you're as wise as me on this. I don't know what it is, but the argument goes on forever. Anyway, we've got something. We've got a few of them tops on, and they look a bit more used now. I'll put another touch of one bit of dark on this one here. That's it. Right, now then, I think I'll paint the mill now, and the mill itself, but I'm going to leave that masking fluid on for a while longer. Now the mill, it's a brick mill, but I want to paint it with a weak mix of burnt umber. That's what we did in the sky, remember? That mix it with ultramarine, but this is a burnt umber. A burnt umber mix. So I mix a little pot of that. But before I start, I'm going to do a wash of water on it. Like that. And I've got to remember where the light's coming from, haven't I? So we'll paint it this burnt umber. I said that I've masked out that balcony, so we're pretty safe on that. I'll paint over the door, I'll sort that out later. So right, that's a base colour for that. Now I want to make it more. It's a round mill, obviously, so it's got to look round, hasn't it? It looks flat just now. So on the light is coming from the right, so on the left hand side here, that colour is going to be darker, isn't it? Down there. Because it's in shade, really. Just take it around there a bit, just to blend it a little bit. But basically, it's darker on the shadow side. That'll do. You can see now it's got a shape. It's the sun hitting it there, and it's darker there. That's what we're after. Okay. I think we can now take off the masking fluid off there. Which leaves a sort of untreated paper there, white paper, hopefully. Get all the bits of rubber off. The milk top there, get that off. The sails, and the sails are important. I did them basically because the sky shows through them. So we've got to protect them, and also get the sky to shine through them. Like that, see? As it comes off, you can still see the white, but we've done the sky behind it. So instead of having to paint every little square of sky there, the sky is painted because the sails were protected by masking fluid. That's the stuff we've talked about earlier, the masking fluid. And it certainly does its job. There's a directional mill here at the side, so we're all right there. We're getting the aeroplanes coming over. It's nearly weekend. They're all they're all getting little biplanes out and flying over the coast. They love to fly across the coast. There's still some down here. I've masked out that the gantry, if you like, call it gantry, where the walkways around the mill. I've sold many paintings actually here because the mill had a gallery, and I used to pop a few in there, and of course the people like a memento of where they've been and all this, and the mills, all that area, the paintings sold quite well because of that. Right, so we've got the thing off now, so we can see where we're going from now. So I think next thing we've got to do is let's put a bit of shape on some of this top here. It's be careful how we're doing it. I'll use a smaller brush, I think, on the side of the mill and that. And right, I'm using this sky colour, what I've got left, this ultramarine and burnt umber. Use a touch of that. And that'll do it, because the light's coming from the right, we'll get a bit of a shadow down this side of it, won't we? And on this side here. So that gives it's a three-dimensional look as opposed to a flat piece of white paper. Same with these sails. You're going to catch a light on the shadow side there. And on the centre one there. And on the inside of that one there. And also on the bottom of that. That'll do, I don't want to fiddle too much. Right, let's see where we're going. There's this one here now. Put some on this one. One down the centre. And one on the inside of that one there. And some across these panels are going across. So on that piece there, that's like a knuckle which it's all spinning on that. Then we've got an area of there's a pip on the top there. We'll call it a pip. I don't know what it is. It's going to have a shape on the top there. And it's going to be in shadow this side here. And it's going to have like a piece going across here like that. Slightly on the curve for the simple reason we're below it, and so we'll get the view of it slightly concaved. Let's just put some darks in here. Right, now we'll do some work on the edge of it. I've still got a bit of stuff on there, look. Trying to get away that window. Crafty devil. Right, so I'll put a couple of windows in there. And the doorway they'll paint a different colour. The side of that will be each side of these pins or stanchions will have a shadow on it, won't it? I told you it was going to be fiddly, this one. And the underside of that will be also fiddly like that. Now the little mill which gives direction and all that, that's the little one there. That's stood on like a platform, just here. It's got a sort of a cross members on it there. One on that one there. It has sort of struts which go up to the centre pin and holds the mill up. Right, that's going right now. Now we've got these millers had a different coloured. This portion was painted differently depending on which miller it was. So this bloke is he's got a nice white one with some red inserts into it. So I'm going to pop the red inserts there. On each sail, so we'll slip one or two in here. I'll put some more, but I think I might have put a few windows in while I'm messing about. With some of these other buildings here, there's some just here. Let's put these in. A couple of windows on that one. A door there. Bit of darks on the underside of that. Can't see any windows on that one. There's some on this one here. There's one or two on this one as well. And there's one up here on this one. I can't see any on this this one because it's shaded by the bushes and what have you. Right, so on this little building at the bottom here, there's a panel there which it's got a sign on it, so it's not a door. But I'll paint it some different colour just for interest. This is like a patio door. This one, a bit of posh affair. This one, and he's got windows in, of course. One of this end place here. I've done the doors, and I'm not touching that one because it's too far away. Something's pleasing the birds, they're twittering away there. Maybe it's because I feed them, because I do feed them a lot. In fact, I spoil them. We get all sorts of birds here down our garden. I do like them. We get a jay, we get 2 woodpeckers, that's a lesser spotted, and we get a green woodpecker eating the ants around the edge of the lawn. We get a couple of pheasants. We get 2 partridge. It's like a blooming zoo, I tell you. But they're all welcome, and we've got 1 pigeon. Well, we get lots of pigeons, but we've got 1 pigeon. It's been here for about 4 years now, and it's got a bad leg, and it's surviving because it's back every year, and it seems to survive on what we give it. Well, good luck to it. It's a disabled one, and it deserves a good look like everybody else's. So that's that. A little window down here. See if I've missed any. That seems about right, a doorway. We'll pop some doorways in now, shall we? We'll have one that nice, to match his sail, we'll have a red one in there. I fancy a red one. A nice red door, that'd be lovely. And I've left a gap there because that's where the gantry is, the rail. So you wouldn't see through that, would you? So that's our little red door. We'll have a matching door down here as well. Oh, let's see what this little door here is. We've got a little door on this. A nice cobalt blue door, that. So, a little door here. Put a different colour on for somebody else. We'll put a yellow door on, shall we? That'd be nice. Not my choice, but it's good for him. We'll have another brownie coloured door on this one. It's a bit reserved, this bloke. He's got his door, and he's got a brown one on this one, this lad here. Must have got the same pin from the same place. Unless you share the pot, you never know. Right, I'm going to put some. So the light's coming from the top, isn't it? So I want to indicate some little indications of shadow in the top of these, the top of that door there. And you're going to get some on the top of these windows here. Now these trees won't do in there, they do to fill in this area here, don't they? Just restate these stanchions that's holding the walkway up, the gantry. And also there's a couple of things what's on here which is holding up the platform here. Onto the mill. In fact, what you can also do, I mean, I'm nitpicking now, but I'm just doing things that. But if you want to be really authentic with these things, you can. It's a brick mill, this. So what we can do is just indicate the occasional brick formation on this, like this. You don't have to do them all, just do a few, and then anybody who's looking at your picture will fill it in for you. Say, oh yes, I said that's a brick mill, and that'll do fine. So just a few. That'll do. Right, this greenery inside in between the buildings, that's we're going to pop some of that in. Get a brush that's going to be suitable for this and mix a nice green. because they're garden ones. These, you know, they're not your regular sycamores and stuff like that. They probably bought these, so we better make them nice, haven't we? So a bit of cadmium yellow. This is nice bright. It will give you a nice bright green. A touch of Windsor blue, the red shade, will give you a nice colour. We should get some nice suggestion of greens in here now. So that's a lot brighter than what the trees are at the back. Here again, it'll still get shadows on it, won't it? So we better put some shadows on the bottom of that to give it shape. Or it's just a flat blob of green, isn't it? Down here. It'll creep up it because it's still wet. But it looks more like a tree now, as a bush that's in shade and whatever. And right, there's another little one here, which there's a nice one just here. A lovely green. Put a bit more blue in the next one. It just separates the woodland behind by putting one or two little bushes behind in the background there. We'll have one in here as well. It's a darker green. There. Right, now we'll tackle some of this. It's got like a green hedge here at the front, so we'll pop that in as well. See what we've got here. I didn't know that sign there, I forgot it. This is what I miss from a live demonstration business, because the people I seem to teach will shout out and tell you what you've done wrong, which is smashing, because I forget things and they put me right, you know, because it's easy to forget. That's a bit of hedgerow there. We want to darken this at the bottom here because it's, whoops, nice dark on the bottom there like that. There's a bit of a hedge there as well, that just behind this one here, which goes in it's a tiny one it is, just there, which is quite nice. Not going much detail on that because it's back a bit, isn't it? Perhaps just a touch there, just to anchor it down. Right, I think that's looking like it's got the woods at the back there, the branches and the trees in the middle. I want to put that sign in here. I don't know what kind of sign it is, but I'll make it red. Red, a nice red sign in there. Probably the menu. That'll do. I'm looking further down as I'm going along now. I'm just seeing what we've missed, what we haven't got, and what we have missed, and there's a bit of dark there I want to put in. Just a bit of dark in there. That's better. Right, that's the hedge there, in front of there, there's a touch there. I want to put a reed bed in the front as well, here. And then we'll look at some, probably, people in shadows. It's quite a long one. So what we'll need now at the foreground here is a decent sized brush. And some of this stuff what we had on the palette to start with, that's the raw sienna or ochre, whichever you like. We'll put a wash of that on. That'll get rid of this white, won't it? Leave it a bit pale that side because it's going away from us. And then I want to use some of that burnt umber stuff I've got there and introduce some of this in the foreground here. Bring it towards us. That'll take the flatness off that, won't it? Keep away from the top there, because this is foreground stuff. It'll bring it towards you. Right. Get some of that burnt umber, what we had in the sky, remember, mixed with the ultramarine. Have a touch of that in the foreground. And let's just indicate a touch of the sides of the reeds and stuff like that. Get these down here like this. Just use a flat brush and just flick it up and down, and let's bring that towards you as well. Don't go right across, it'll look naff. And then, of course, if you're going further back, you'll see some further back, but the reeds will be smaller, won't they? Because they're further away. So what you can do is indicate some of these here. But they'll be shorter and smaller. Believe me, these reeds, what I'm talking about here, they're about 12 foot tall. And in autumn, the farmer whose land it is harvests them, and they use it for thatching and things like that. It's fantastic, and they grow in the season. Of course, we get with the birders and all that, we get these reed warblers, these little birds, and that beautiful they are. In fact, it's a lovely part of the world. If you've not experienced it, just I can't recommend it enough. My own bias, I've lived in the 40 years, so so I tend to like it. Let's put a touch of dark into that, I think. I'd have to edit it a bit. It's too long for you to view all the time and stuff like that. I'll chop some of it out anyway. And it's also nice to get a rigger and to pop in some rogue reeds, if you like. If I want to have a better name, I don't know what they call them, but they're rogues anyway. And you get this sort of effect, you know. And it's nice if some of them are that long, they interact with the building, you know. If you can get them that long. Put some bits of feathery bits on the end. Right, now then, what we need now is some shadows in. No, we must have shadows. Because of the sun from the right there, we're going to have shadows. And the burnt umber, because they're both transparent colours, and what is underneath you will shine through. That keeps it all together for you. So let's see what we've got. Mixed a bit of colour there. See how we go. It's a bit more bluey than I think. Yeah, let's see how we go. Right, so the light is from the right, so we're going to get some this gable end here, if you like, is going to be in shade, isn't it? And this one is going to be in shade, this gable end. And the we're going to get a shadow of the mill onto this here building here, so we're going to get a shadow on there. Get a bit stronger, that shadow. Shadow on there from the mill. And if the mill has got the light from here, you're going to get a shadow under this gantry here, which is going to start narrow here. And it's going to get longer as it goes round there, like that. This one is going to cast a shadow just here, that overhang there. That's going to be in shadow under the gantry there. And it's also going to cast a shadow down on the mill there. Don't forget that. So this side of the mill will be in shade. Don't forget that. I'm just going to soften that shadow a bit because it's coming around the corner, isn't it? Right, I might need a smaller brush for that, I think. Put some shadow in there. This is going to be in shade here. This panel here. I'm just going to shade on that middle as well there. I'm going to get a shadow under there, eaves. This is going to be in shade, this front end there. A shadow under the eaves of that. Under the eaves of that one. This end panel is going to be in shade here. This one is going to be in shade. And this one. It's because the sunlight's coming from here. These are going to be in shaded. They're all in sunshine. That's in sunshine, just catching it right. They're going to get sort of overhang of pantile roof there, just a shadow under there, you see. And one under there, one under there, under there. You'll get one under this one here. It hangs over. These will give an overhang there and an overhang that one. Might get a bit of a shadow down there. So look, that building's done, that building's done, that's done. Is it that one there? Shadow under that. That's right, that's right, that's right. Oh, one under this one here. Under this building here. We might get a touch of a shadow across here. What about one or two little people in? I know it's going on long this, but I can't shortchange you. We've got to give you some. I put a Fred on. Oh, Fred, he likes to walk on the mill here. There, so he's just leaning on the parapet there. Put some dark trousers on. There he is. We'll put Mabel somewhere else. She'll be knocking about somewhere. She's never far from Fred. Got a frock on, she has. Put some hair on. That's two, that's right. You might get a cloud shadow. I could put a cloud shadow in here, I suppose. With a now, cloud shadow is also it doesn't have hard edges because it's a cloud, isn't it? So what I tend to do is wet the area first, just about here, see? Dip in the water, in the paint I should say, and put it down there like that. But the edge has got to be, that hasn't got to be hard there, see? Like a cloud shadow. Right, I'm looking for things to do now. I don't know if there's any birds in the sky. Let's have a look. Might be one up there. I'll put one in. Just to keep the bird watchers happy. If they get a bird in there, they're happy. and it's near the sea, so I think we'll better make it a seagull. That'll do, wife. No, I'm not putting more in. I don't know, that's a bit dodgy up there. That's a bit dodgy, I'll put one up there. Small one just here. I don't want to shortchange you. Well, it seems alright. So that's it for today, folks. This is Clay Mill. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like or a subscribe and see the next one. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next time. Any questions, pop them in the comments below. And until the next time, it's goodbye. Goodbye, folks. Bye.